Hi, I wanted to share something with you. Um, when you have things happen as a child, even as an adult, those memories can really haunt you. The enemy wants to bring them back to you over and over and over again. Any type of thought that we have, any type of thought that we have in this life, it cannot control us unless we take a hold of it. That is the same principle for memories too. We got something that happened to us in it, and the enemy brings it back to our mind over and over, and we grab hold of it, and we replay it, and it torments us, and we hurt, and we cry, and we grieve over it again and again and again and again. But that event may have happened just once, or in some cases, some of those events have been repeated. But still, the memory playing over and over in your mind is making it go on for you over and over and over again. The thing that happens when we play a memory over in our mind repeatedly is we feel violated again. Our emotions doesn't know the difference between whether it really happened or we're just remembering it when we sit and just dwell on it. So when the enemy comes to play those things over in your mind, you don't have to let it replay. I had a lot of things happen to me when I was young, and actually also as an adult. And I had to work very hard to stop them from playing over in my mind. Because the fact is, some of those things happened once, or even if they happened repeatedly, there was a point of time when they stopped. Okay? So I had to determine that I couldn't replay it over and over again. So you can sit with the Lord. You can give those things to Him. Write it out on a sheet of paper, what's bothering you, what's hurting you. Give it to the Lord. Ask Him to come in and heal those places. One of the things that I do when I'm hurting about something is I go to the Lord and I say, this and that happened to me, and oh God, I'm hurting. It hurts, or I'm so angry, and I'm just releasing that to you, Lord. And sometimes it doesn't feel like I released it right away. Maybe I have to sit there and say it a couple times until I finally feel the release. But then the release will start to come. Maybe an hour later, it pops up again in my mind. I got to do it again. Maybe I've got to forgive the people that have hurt me. I'm not able to forgive on my own when people do terrible things to me. But if I've accepted Christ in my heart, which I have, and if you have, then you have the forgiver in you. So one of the things that I do is I ask the forgiver in me, Jesus, to flow through me with His forgiveness toward that person. And that really does help me to forgive them. It cuts the tie between me and them. It cuts the tie between me and the trauma. And it helps me to move past it. I'm not tied to that in them anymore. I just got myself free. Now, we have to war for these things. It doesn't come overnight. My dad did a lot of things to me as a kid. And it took me about a year to get to the place where I wasn't being tormented anymore. Once I determined to start working on it, it took a year. Every day I would have memories come and flash in my mind. Every day, all day, even at night. I would dream about it. It was horrible. And every time it would pop into my mind, I would say over and over, I forgive him. No, I forgive him. And I wouldn't sit and think about it anymore because I felt like I've already accepted the fact that this happened to me. It's time that I move past it. So we can't stop what's happened. but we don't have to play it over and relive it over and over. So every day I forgave over and over and over. I didn't feel like I forgave him, but I kept saying it because I didn't want to replay it. A year later, around about, I actually felt a release inside of me. I felt like something just cut loose. It no longer had a hold on me. And I think that for a long time through that year, it was just kind of words, you know? But it finally reached a point where it really took hold in my spirit, and I was able to let go. And I was able to actually forgive him. So that's when I started having freedom toward him. And then I started using that same pattern toward anybody else. And I realized if I let Jesus actually flow through me with his forgiveness, that makes it even easier. And that's something I learned later. And I am able to forgive people quicker now. So when memories came back on any other topic, I started doing the same thing. At this point, I'm not bothered by those memories anymore. I don't have nightmares anymore. But if you choose not to war, then you will spend the rest of your life having these nightmares, these torments. You don't have to walk like that. You can walk in freedom. To not war, you'll never have that freedom. To war, to fight against us, in time you'll have that freedom. That's what I want for you. That's what you should want for you. It's not, we're not made to walk around with all this junk in our head. We're not made to carry it in our minds because it affects our bodies. It limits our life. I'm not going to let what people did to me limit me. And you shouldn't either. Fight. Fight to get this out of your heart, your mind, your emotions. Fight. Don't settle for it. Do something about it. You got someone that's going to help you. I mean, sometimes we need people to help us too, but make sure it's a godly person, someone that's spirit-filled. Because if you get the wrong person to counsel you, you're going to get worse off and maybe even stay stuck. I mean, I've had some bad counselors. I would have never got to the other side if I stayed with them. So I sought out spirit-filled counselors, ones that knew how to cut the root and the ties that I had with situations and people, and it made a difference. I walk in freedom now, and I know how to continue in freedom when new things happen. Because, I mean, we're in this world. Things happen. But not everything has to be a major trauma. But I still have to forgive people. I still have to let go of things, even little things. But I don't have to relive whatever happened to me at 5 years old. I don't have to relive whatever happened to me at 10, and so on. I'm done with it. I've already dealt with it. So, at the end of the day, if it still is bothering you, keep working on it. Don't give up. Keep giving it to the Lord until you're finally able to let it stay in his hands and not pick it back up. Don't let the enemy come and replay it. He wants to replay the garbage so that you're never, ever free. You have an opportunity to be free. So war for it. Don't give up. Don't accept not being free.